Let me welcome you here in my YouTube channel, my Tech Toolbox. Good day. I'm glad that you find it here, and I hope that you're just fine as well.
Hello there, maintenance practitioner and enthusiast. I am glad to have connected with you again. In our last videos, we have discussed several topics relevant with equipment maintenance, such as the different types of maintenance and the formulating maintenance strategies. For those who have not viewed them yet, I am encouraging you to watch those informative videos. Today I am going to present and discuss with you a pragmatic yet effective approach in undertaking maintenance planning. This process is one of the main components of a maintenance management system. The knowledge and information you will encounter here will be very useful in creating your own maintenance program. Also, the process and information structure that we will share with you here are the same structure of a computerized maintenance system or CMS that are being used by many facilities in the whole world. Let's get started with maintenance planning, or should I say assets maintenance planning. The chart presents the main processes of a maintenance management system. Maintenance planning and scheduling are first and the most important aspects of sound maintenance management. The principal objectives of maintenance planning and scheduling include minimizing the idle time of maintenance forces, maximizing the efficient use of work time, material, and equipment, and maintaining the operating equipment at a level that is responsive to the need of production in terms of delivery schedule and quality. Effective planning and scheduling contribute significantly to reducing maintenance costs, reducing delays and interruptions, and improving quality of maintenance work by adopting the best methods, procedures, and assigning the most qualified crafts for the job. It is of common understanding that maintenance planning and maintenance scheduling is only one process. They actually are different processes and have distinctively different output. In fact, one is dependent on the other for input. Let's give these two processes a brief definition of their differences. Planning decides what, how, and time estimate for a job, while scheduling decides when and who will do the job. Planning is the process of determining future decisions and actions necessary to accomplish intended goals and targets. Planning for future actions helps in achieving goals in the most efficient and effective manner. It minimizes costs and reduces risks and missing opportunities. In general, regardless of the type and purpose of planning, it includes the determination of the actions or tasks, as well as the resources needed for their implementation. Scheduling is the process of putting the tasks, determined by the plan, into a time frame. It takes into consideration the intended goals, the interrelations between the different planned tasks, the availability of resources, overtime, and any other internal and external limitations and constraints. Planning of a job should be done before scheduling a job. A full discussion on planning and scheduling is long and exhausting. For now, we will discuss maintenance planning, and on the next video, we will discuss maintenance scheduling. This is to give us enough moment to understand a topic that to get overwhelmed of so many processes and concepts that may end up confused. Let's continue to focus our discussion now on assets maintenance planning. Assets maintenance planning is a process of systematically preparing and organizing maintenance activities in a way that ensures the smooth operation of equipment and assets. It involves assessing equipment needs, identifying maintenance tasks, determining required resources and timelines, and establishing priorities. However, maintenance planning involves other vital procedures which we will discuss later. According to the latest maintenance report, aging equipment accounts most of unscheduled downtime, while unexpected mechanical failure contributes to second most of these incidents, followed by operator error, lack of maintenance time, and lastly with poor equipment design. These statistics highlight the importance of an effective maintenance program to mitigate the impact of aging equipment and minimize unexpected failures that accounts to more than half of the equipment breakdown incidents in a facility. Actually, there's really have a need for effective maintenance planning that optimizes maintenance activities, minimizes downtime, and enhances overall operational efficiency. By properly planning maintenance tasks, a maintenance department can achieve the following. 1. Minimize equipment downtime and disruptions. 2. Optimize resource allocation and reduces waste. 3. Extend equipment lifespan and reduces the need for premature replacements. 4. Improve overall operational efficiency. 5. Enhance safety by identifying and addressing potential maintenance risks. 6. Reduce emergency repairs and associated costs. 7. Increase productivity by ensuring equipment availability when needed. 8. Enhance customer satisfaction through reliable and consistent operations. 9. Support regulatory compliance and adherence to industry standards. 10. Facilitate better long-term asset management and planning. These are some of the tangible objectives of maintenance to be able to contribute to the profitability of the company. To achieve the asset's maintenance objective, it has to formulate an effective maintenance plan. It should properly undertake a proper assets maintenance planning by following a 9-step process that will formulate essential data and information and to concretize them into relevant documents that comprises a maintenance plan. These documents will not only be used for undertaking the maintenance task, but also in formulating the maintenance schedule and maintenance budget. The 9-step process consists of the following activities that should be performed in correct sequence. Step 1. Creating or updating a maintenance assets register. Step 2. Determine assets condition. Step 3. Analyze maintenance performance. Step 4. Set maintenance objectives. Step 5. Decide on maintenance strategy. Step 6. Determine maintenance requirement. Step 7. Determine maintenance resource requirements. Step 8. Assess existing maintenance resources. Last step. Maintenance resources identification, where each activity creates or produces maintenance-relevant data and information. It is paramount to observe certain degree of accuracy and reliability. These are necessary because at the end of this 9-step process, data and information will be used as basis creating the maintenance schedule, the maintenance budget, the procurement and purchase of maintenance resources. Let us now continue to discuss the details of each of the 9 tasks. Step 1. To start a maintenance planning, a maintenance assets list, which is popularly called an assets register, should be established. That is, if the department, meaning the maintenance department, have not maintained one yet. Assets register is actually a list containing data and information of all assets in the facility. It is a summary of assets data and information taken from individual equipment card. An equipment card is actually an information sheet of an asset. Each equipment in the facility should each have its own equipment card. It contains record of each asset's details, including type, location, model number, serial number, installation date, and warranty information. It should also contain technical data such as rated capacity, production capacity, electric power requirement, components and parts, etc. In many maintenance's system, equipment card also contains data and information of repairs and maintenance, improvement, and movement of an asset. For existing assets register, it should be updated so that current assets data will be used in the formulation of a maintenance plan. In an automated or computerized maintenance system, updating a maintenance card automatically updates the asset register. To create or update the register, a facility audit should be conducted. First, the audit will account all the assets in the company and determine which of those assets are under the responsibility of the department. For large facility and long assets register, departments make use of asset management software so that the accuracy in the process is maintained. Accessing, reviewing, and updating of assets data is easily done. Next is to determine assets priority, for which the maintenance focus aims at those assets. Some of the important factors to determine asset priority are: A. Criticality to safety to people and properties. B. Criticality to production operations. C. The operating requirements such as licensed or highly trained operator. D. The scarcity of repair and maintenance parts. E. The cost of repair when the equipment fails. A rating or coding system may be established to determine an asset priority level. The department may opt to use all the factors on select only those that are important for the assets. The second step is to determine conditions of the assets. Operating condition of each asset should be assessed for purposes of deciding what maintenance approach to employ to improve its operating condition. A rating scale should also be established in assessing the condition of an asset. Condition assessment areas are as follows. A. Quality of output, which is the quantity or percentage of acceptable output produced by the asset. B. Operating efficiency, which is the rate an output is being produced in comparison with its rated capacity. C. Assets availability, which is the time an asset is available to be operated normally. D. Frequency of breakdown is number of times an asset cannot be operated to produce its output recorded over a predefined period. E. Causes of failures are the types of failures an asset have suffered in a given period. F. Cost of maintenance, which is the total cost of repair and maintenance incurred by an asset in a given period. G. Operating cost is the total cost expended by an asset to produce its output. Other criteria for assessment that are also designated by the department. The third step in the planning process is to analyze the maintenance performance of the department. It cannot be understated that operating condition of an asset is also affected by the effectiveness of the maintenance services being applied on it. With such premise, an analysis of the current performance or effectiveness of the maintenance interventions shall be conducted. The analysis should be able to identify the maintenance performance areas that need to be improved, such as A. Compliance to maintenance schedule. B. Reaction time. C. Maintenance downtime. D. Reworks and back jobs. E. Cost of repair and maintenance. F. Compliance to safety, environmental and relevant laws and regulations. The fourth step of the planning process is the setting of maintenance objectives, the purpose of which is to set a level or target of achievement, results, or outcome of the implementation of maintenance not only on the operating conditions of assets, but also on the general maintenance performance of the department. Some of the performance objectives relevant to the assets are the quality of its output and the cost of operating it. For the maintenance objective of a department, the following may be set. Increase in the plant production time, which is dependent on the availability of the assets. The reduction of maintenance downtime, which will add up to the plant production time. And the reduction of the operating cost with emphasis on the electric power consumed by the assets. Other performance objectives are usually set by management of the company. The fifth step in maintenance planning is for the department to determine and decide on the right maintenance strategy for company's assets according to its criticality and current condition. Choosing the right maintenance approach for each of your assets is fundamental for ensuring your operations are safe and cost-effective across the board. Whether you decide to use a preventative, predictive, or run-to-failure approach, this must be selected based on the criticality and condition of your assets and the asset maintenance objective. On key assets, the goal should be to deliberately select the right maintenance approach for each type of equipment failure in a way that minimizes the overall cost of the failure to the organization. Having decided on the maintenance strategy, the sixth step of maintenance planning is to determine the required maintenance tasks of the assets, the purpose of which is to ensure that all assets should have assigned maintenance schedule to be able to perform and attain the predetermined objectives. The maintenance tasks should indicate the following. 1. Description of the maintenance task, with the level of detail required for a skilled maintenance person. 2. Frequency of the task, based on a relevant measure such as elapsed time, operating hours, number of operational cycles, or distance. 3. Number of personnel, skill level, and time required to perform the task. 4. Maintenance procedures for disassembly and reassembly. 5. Safety procedures to be followed and observed. 6. Procedures for handling, transportation, and disposal of hazardous materials. 7. Special tools, test equipment, and support equipment required. 8. Spare parts, materials, and consumables to be used or replaced. 9. Observations and measurements to be made. 10. Checkout procedures to verify proper operation and successful completion of the maintenance task. Details of the tasks to be performed would depend on the level of competencies the craftsman possessed. Having determined the resources needed for the maintenance tasks to be undertaken, the seventh step in maintenance planning is the assessment or quantification of the different resources that will be used in undertaking the maintenance tasks. The different resources are the following. A. The number of maintenance personnel, the types and level of competencies, and time of their availability to perform the tasks. B. The number and types of special tools, test equipment, and support equipment. C. The quantity and specifications of the spare parts, materials and supplies, consumables, and other materials to be used in undertaking the maintenance tasks. D. servicing area, maintenance facility, and other maintenance amenities. A summary of maintenance resource requirement shall be done by grouping the same resource from the different tasks together. This is done to facilitate holistic or volume analysis of the different maintenance resources for the period. The data and information that are generated in this process will also be used in the formulation of maintenance budget and for creating a strategic resource procurement plan. Having determined the resources needed for the maintenance tasks, the 8th step in maintenance planning is the assessment or quantification of the existing maintenance resources of the department who are currently performing the maintenance activities. Almost the same types of resources being tallied for the maintenance resource requirement. A. The number of maintenance personnel, the types and level of competencies, their availability to perform the tasks. B. The number and types of special tools, test equipment, and support equipment currently being used in maintenance works. C. The quantity and specifications of the spare parts, materials and supplies, consumables and other materials that are in excess of the present requirement. The information that are generated in this process can provide the accuracy of resource estimate done during the last maintenance planning. It also provides an index or factor for resource estimating of the current and future maintenance planning. The last step in maintenance planning is the identification of maintenance resources. To identify who or where the source of craftsmen, special tools and equipment, spare parts, materials and consumables, and all other needed maintenance resources. Resource identification can be properly done after a process called maintenance capacity planning is performed. It is done by equating the total maintenance load of assets against the total existing maintenance capacity of the company. The results would either be a maintenance overload or maintenance overcapacity. If the total maintenance requirement or load greater than the existing maintenance capacity of the company, there is maintenance overload. Else there is maintenance overcapacity or maintenance capacity underload. When there is a maintenance overcapacity, the company have extra or excess resources that may be terminated, assigned to other works, etc. However, in a maintenance overload scenario, the company is required to provide additional resources to completely perform the maintenance requirement. In a maintenance overload scenario, a decision have to be made. A. Where maintenance personnel will be coming from? Hired by the company or obtained from external manpower provider. B. Where maintenance spare parts, materials, and consumables are sourced? In-house sourcing or external supply. C. Where special tools and equipment, transport, lifting, testing, support services are sourced? Whether the company make, rent, or buy these resources since it will be used per demand and not a regular continuing support services. D. Who would provide for the required maintenance infrastructure, facilities, and utilities? Whether an in-house facility, contracted, rented, or pay-per-use. Having discussed the details in each of the steps in undertaking assets maintenance planning, we must ascertain the various documents that the process creates. Each step of the assets maintenance planning produces maintenance-relevant data and information contained in specified documents in either physical or digital format. Each document or report comes with supporting documents which will be used for data and information verification. Maintenance data and information are dynamic or ever-changing depending on assets movement and maintenance task undertaken on them. Its validity is determined by the specific date it was taken and can be validly used during a defined period. The maintenance planning output documents are as follows. Updated Assets Register. Current Assets Condition Report. Current Assets Performance Report. Assets Performance Target for the period. Assets Maintenance Strategy for the period. Assets Maintenance Requirement for the period. Assets Maintenance Resource Requirement for the period. Current maintenance resources of the department. Identified sources of maintenance resources for the period. In many maintenance practices, the validity period for maintenance implementation program is between 2 and 3 years. However, regular monitoring and control should be undertaken to allow continual improvement and ensure that maintenance objectives will be achieved. Each task in the 9-step maintenance planning process produces a document or documents containing maintenance-relevant data and information. All these documents are needed to effectively implement the company's maintenance management system. There are, however, 3 specific documents being called for as input for 2 subsequent processes. These documents are the following. Step 6 document, assets maintenance requirement, and Step 9 document, identified source of maintenance resources. These two documents are input for the maintenance scheduling process. Step 7 document, maintenance resource requirement. This document is input for formulation of the maintenance budget. In summary, we have briefly discussed the structure of a maintenance management system. Discussed also the difference between maintenance planning and maintenance scheduling, where the former decides what, how and time estimate for a job, and the latter decides when and who will do the job. To some degree of details, the 9-step assets maintenance planning is discussed, and knowing that these steps or tasks gather and analyze data and information and produce maintenance-relevant documents which will be later used to formulate the maintenance schedule and the maintenance budget. Those documents are the main references in implementing the company's assets maintenance program. At this juncture, may I thank you for your time watching this presentation, and I hope that the ideas we've shared with you would be helpful in your actual designing, creating, and implementing your own assets maintenance plan. May I encourage you to also watch our succeeding videos on how to formulate an assets maintenance schedule and how to formulate an assets maintenance budget. Good luck. Shalom.
Before leaving, may I thank you for the time you invested here. Should you still have questions and clarifications to ask, write it in the comment below or email me at mytechtoolbox@gmail.com. If you have learned something that are useful, please give us a like. That's one way to support our channel. You may also want to share this video for your friends to learn. Subscribe now so you will be notified on every new learning videos we post on YouTube. Thank you and good luck.